everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. Well, in this week's lesson, I decided to modernize some Delta blues stuff. So I took some Son House and some Robert Johnson and some various other Delta style licks and kind of modernize them by playing them on electric guitar with a full band, with an organ and bass and drums and everything. So it was a fun experiment, and so the end result was what you heard me play in the intro, and I'm going to show you how to play all of that note for note. We'll break it down over 2 videos. So in this video we're going to learn the first half, but if you want to watch the second half, you're going to want to go to ActiveMelody.com and look for EP075. You'll also be able to download the jam track, which is really essential if you really want to learn how to play this, and you can put it on and play along with it. Also, the tablature will be available as well. So you'll be able to watch the second video, the tab, and get the jam track, ActiveMelody.com. But let's go ahead and take a look at this first half. Alright, so we're playing this in the key of E, and I'm using a pick, which is pretty non-conventional if you're thinking of playing Delta blues. But remember, we're doing this on electric guitar, so I wanted to modernize it a little bit. Now, if you were playing it, and I thought about teaching this finger style, so it sounds something more like. So you got the bass note going like that with your thumb. That's how you might do it if you're playing it on an acoustic guitar. But with a pick, it allows you to get a little more of a shuffle type feel, and so a little more rhythmic. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use a pick, and like I said, we're in the key of E. So the first thing that we play is this E7, and here's how I'm making it. If you are familiar with making a D7 down in first position here, it's that same shape, but you just slide it up 2 frets, so 1, 2, and so that's how to make it. Now we're only playing the top 3 strings when we do this, but let me show you the fretting real quick. Middle finger goes down on the 4th fret 3rd string, pointer finger goes down on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and then ring finger goes down on the 4th fret 1st string. And we're playing just those top 3 strings to get that effect. Now what's nice about this is you're going to use this same shape. Watch this. So it's really that shape, and the only difference is what's giving you the different notes is taking your ring finger on and or putting it on and off the fretboard. So watch what happens here. Let me do it slowly for you. Watch this finger. These 2 stay the same, but just watch the ring finger. So you can see what I'm doing is when I lift it up, it's playing that 1 string, or the E string, open, and so that's what gives you the sound is going. Now I'll get into the strumming pattern in just a minute. Let's get the fretted notes first. So here's the timing of that. So it starts with the finger down, the ring finger down, then it comes off, then it goes back down, then it comes off again. So altogether it sounds like this. Now watch what the right hand is doing. It's going down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. Just on those top 3 strings. So before you move on, until you get that, just try and get that piece down. Tap your foot and if you need to slow it down, just know when you do that upstroke, you're hitting on the upstroke. You're not able to hit all 3 strings maybe, but it's critical to hit that 1 string. Okay, so after that, then I went. So I took that same shape and slid everything down a fret, and then watch this. It starts with the ring finger off the fretboard. Now these 2 fingers stay the same. They're just locked down the whole time. They're just sliding back and forth like this. So the only real movement is happening here. But when we start it, we start without the ring finger, then we put it down, then we take it off again. So we go. That's it. Let me put the 2 pieces together. We have. Let's do it again slowly. Now notice when I play this, I just did downstrokes. You know, you don't get the same control if you're throwing in that upstroke for these. Another thing to point out is, watch what's happening. I'm actually muting the strings with this part of my hand on the right hand. So between each of those, push down, push down. And when I say push down, I'm pushing down here on the strings to mute or dampen the sound. It allows you to do this. So you can do it quickly, and those are just downstrokes, but that's what allows for that killing the sound. And you're simulating, if you analyze what you're doing, you're simulating what would happen if you're playing fingerstyle. Because when you're playing the fingerstyle, it's very precise, you know. You have more control over notes ringing out. So, okay, so from the beginning. Now, before I move back, I push the ring finger down one more time. So it's off, on, like this. Off, on, on. Then I come back with another downstroke with the right hand. And then watch this, we go. So here's how we do that. So to come back down, we're going to resolve here on the E chord, but to get there we have to go. That's an upstroke. Now that's just an upstroke, and you can grab the 1 string, you can grab the 1 and 2 string, or you can grab the 1, 2, and 3 string. So you don't have to be super precise, but just try and grab something. It happens real quick, so. Now after that upstroke, and I usually grab the 1 and 2 string when I do it, just sort of naturally, you don't have to be, you know, super precise like I said. You'll naturally kind of grab both of those. Then I do a downstroke, and what I'm doing there is I'm barring the first 3 strings on the 2nd fret. So together, sounds like that. So. And then we end like this. And what I'm doing there, I'm just playing an E chord, and I'm hammering on the 1 or onto the 1st fret, 3rd string with my pointer finger. Now you can play the full E chord, or you can just play the top 3 strings. So whatever's easiest for you. I just naturally kind of make the E chord because I'm used to doing it, but if that's too challenging to do that at that tempo, you can just use that 1 finger there and play just the top 3 strings of it. Okay, let me just play through that slowly so you have a slow version of it. So here we go. And then I think I did, but okay, so then it repeats, but right before I do the repeat, I give it another upstroke there. And that's just grabbing those top 2 strings, really. You don't even need to fret it. But while you've got the E chord down, you might as well keep it down. So. And then we repeat. Alright, so now we get to the A7th part of the song, and it sounds like this. So you'll notice this little bit of a shuffle rhythm. Hear that? So each time I play the A, I set it up by going. So let's learn that. So when we come out of it, what I'm doing is I'm starting by doing an upstroke on the 4th string, or the open D string. Then I come down and play, that's an upstroke. It's important that that's an upstroke, not a downstroke, and you'll see why. because the next thing you're going to play is a downstroke, and that's going to be the 3rd fret 6th string, and I'm going to use my middle finger with my left hand. So you're going to do an upstroke on the D string, or the 4th string. You're going to do a downstroke there, 3rd fret 6th string, and also when I do that I push that slightly sharp like this. It's a small nuance, but it does add a little bit. And then I come up here and play this A. It's really kind of like an A power chord. And what I'm doing is I'm borrowing the first 4 strings on the 2nd fret, and I'm playing strings 5 and 4. 5, 4, and even 3 maybe. So that's an upstroke. The first one is an upstroke, then we have a downstroke, then we have another downstroke to play that A. And you do that every time you play the A part, and you'll hear it. Let me back up and I'll do it kind of slowly, and you'll see what I'm talking about. See, there's one. There's another one. There's another one. So you can hear each time, it's almost like a call and response. This is the rhythm. And then there's a little lead that goes. And then there's the rhythm again. So a lot of times when you're playing, especially Delta blues, it's usually a single musician, and oftentimes someone with an acoustic guitar, and they have to kind of simulate multiple parts. And so that's kind of where that's coming from. It's kind of a nod in that direction, even though I'm doing it on electric guitar. So that's going to be your challenge, is doing that upstroke, the downstroke, and then that, just to set up the A each time. And here's how you may want to practice that. You can see it's just creating a rhythm, and if that's too fast, you can feel it right when it comes in each time. And that's all notated in the tablature as well, if that helps you. Okay, so after we establish the A, then I came up here and watch this. I keep this bar down, and I use my ring finger on the 3rd fret 1st string to play and what that's really doing is it's creating an A7th chord. And then watch this, I went. So what I'm doing, I start by, after I play that low power chord, I come up here and I grab the first 3 strings, or the first 2. It's happening fast, so if you only grab 2, that's okay. But try and get 3. So that establishes to the listeners here the A7th chord. Then watch this. So now we're going to play only the 2nd fret 1st string. Take your finger off the fretboard and play the open 1 string. And then we're going to play the 2nd fret 2nd string. So we have... Now notice when I play the 2nd fret 2nd string, I actually use my middle finger, not my pointer finger. So I should clarify that. So, and watch the right hand. It's going down, down, up, down. Okay, and then we go, and that's an upstroke on the 1 string, just an open string, and then a downstroke playing on the 2nd fret 1st string. Okay, so all together. Now the second time through I went, instead of going like that, I went, it's kind of the opposite, playing it backwards. That's just a hammer on the 2nd fret 2nd string, 2nd fret 1st string, keep doing it, 2nd fret 1st string, a hammer on from open position to that note, and then back to the open string. So the first time through, and the second time through I went, and the third time it was back to what I did the first time. Okay, so let's back up and we'll start to put these things together. So after we come out of the E part, notice that ghost note I'm doing? So it's hard to do when you slow it down, but what I'm doing is I'm just kind of hitting I'm letting these fingers just sort of rest there so I can hit a dead sound, but it creates a little bit of rhythm. And then the upstroke grabs that D. Hear that? So it's from a timing perspective, you're going to want to watch this part of the video if you're struggling with it. So you can start to feel it a little bit. Then the third time through, I did that. I played that open one string. Then check this out. Then I went. And that's just really played between the third string and the second string. And so what I'm doing is I'm starting on the second fret, third string, and I'm sliding up to the fourth fret on the third string. And then, so that's a downstroke with the right hand. Then I do an upstroke on the B string, or the open 2 string, which is the same note, so you just match the note. Then you're going to slide back down to the second fret, third string, and you're going to play downstroke and then an upstroke again on the B string, or the open 2 string. And then you're going to do this. It's just a hammer on. So it's an open third string, or the G note, and then you're doing a hammer on to the first fret third string. So all together that little turnaround part goes. And it happens fairly fast. Watch the right hand. It's just down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down. That time you only pick once and you do the hammer on with your left hand. Alright, let's back it up. We'll play through the E part and the A part now. So we have... Then we're back to the E. And actually, after that, I came down and I just hit the low 6th string, or the low E string. Now, you don't have to do that. I think I just sort of accidentally did it, to be honest. Because from a timing perspective, that makes sense to just go ahead and play something there. So anyway, whether you play this note or don't, what happens after that is back into the E7th part. Now, then we come to the B7th part, which is up here. And the way that I'm playing that, you may know a B7th down here, but this is a different way to do it. And a lot of those Delta blues guys they'll play their B7th up here. And so what you're doing is you're only playing, you're barring the first 4 strings on the 4th fret. And then I use my ring finger for this. Some of you may want to use your middle finger, but I push down the 5th fret first string, and when you play just those top 3 strings, or even the top 4 strings, whether you do 4 or 3, it doesn't really matter, but make sure you at least get 3. You're creating, that's another way to play a B7th chord. And you can see what you're doing visually. You know you play an A7th here, right? Well, if that's the A7th, if you just slide it up 2, it makes sense that that would be a B7th. Okay, so then so this time I'm using my pinky, stretching up here to the 7th fret first string. So we start like this, then we put the pinky down, take it off, then put it back down again. So the pinky is what's alternating. This all stays the same. The pinky is what's creating the different notes. So that's the timing of this. Let me do it slowly. So there's only one upstroke in there. We'll see if you'll see it. See, watch. There it is. downstroke, downstroke. So it's all downstrokes, one upstroke. And you can see how I'm stopping the sound here by putting my hand down on the strings. I didn't do that one right. I hammered on. That's not right. There you go. Okay, so that's the B7th part, and then after that, there's this little part that goes, and that's just a little turnaround lick that I've heard used a lot of times. I've heard everyone from, oh gosh, Stevie Ray used that. I know Clapton has used that in like his version of Sweet Home Chicago. So here's how we do that. And what's nice is when you're playing along with a jam track, it really sounds good because the organ and the bass and even the drums follow that. So here's how we play it. We start with the pointer finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and you're going to hammer onto the 5th fret 2nd string. And so I go between my pointer finger and my ring finger like that, and I give it some vibrato when I play it. Actually, here's a thing to point out. I actually don't put vibrato on that note. I put it on that note when I come back to the 2nd string on the 3rd fret. The first time, I don't do it. Not sure why that is. Just that's how it feels to me. So that's the first 3 notes you play. Then we're going to take our middle finger and we're going to come up here to the 2nd fret 3rd string. And we're going to slide from the 2nd fret 3rd string up to the 4th fret 3rd string. Just like that. So we have those, and then after that, you're in position. Your pointer finger is right here in position for this. You're going to come up here and grab the 3rd fret 2nd string. And then after that, you're going to go back to the 4th fret 3rd string, and as soon as you play it, you're going to slide it down to the 2nd fret. So, just like that. So if we back up, we have. So then after that, we just have 2 more notes. We have. So it's an open 3rd string, or the G string. And then we're going to play the 2nd fret 4th string. And that's the timing of it. Let me do it slower. Then you can come down and play that low E string, or the 6th string, open 6th string. It's just an octave lower than that note that you're on, which is also an E. So. And then that puts you in position to go back to that little run. And all I did at the end of that was come down and play the B7th, the final turnaround chord, here instead of up here. Now, just to give it a little variety. And so the way that I'm making that, middle finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, pointer finger on the 1st fret 4th string, ring finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and then I use my pinky and come down on the 2nd fret 1st string. That's just another note you can throw in. You don't have to use that, but it gives it a real nice full B7 sound. So into the B7th. And then right after that, I came into the 2nd part, which is the little solo part. And so that's going to be in the 2nd video. All right, so let me back up. Let's cover. I'm trying to think if I've. Hopefully, I haven't rushed through anything, but let me back up. I'll play the whole thing kind of slowly. I'm not going to do each the repetition of some of these. I'll just play the different parts so that you have them as a reference. So here we go. that's all we have for part 1. Make sure you go to activemelody.com, look for EP075, and join us for part 2.